All right, you guys, this video is just for educational purposes only, not financial advice. All right, so let me get into this. So here's where we are for my particular group. Now, again, this is not just, does not include the copycat group, the copycat service, or the Futurex live trading with Miss Jenny, which is, rocking it out of this world, and so forth with the copycat as well. But this is specifically for my group that I'm sending out my personal Telegram channel signals to, more trade alerts for the future service. And again, since we're not trading Asian session anymore, I'm free to send out trade alerts whenever I find trades. Okay. So as I go through the charts, you're going to see exactly how I'm keeping a high accuracy rate. Um, in here, it does not, we did take two additional trades, and they were both in profit, but they weren't that much in profit because the market was just sitting still, just waiting for news to happen. So, we closed it out at what I would call break even though we were in profit. We were in profit, but it wasn't that much for me to count towards my numbers. So I told them for transparency's sake, I wouldn't count those, but there was actually two more trades in addition to this. So my overall total, and I'm going to go over this so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This 7 losses out of the 32 wins, these 7 losses were early on a while ago. And I tightened up. I looked at, okay, what am I trading? Which ones are going to be beneficial? Which ones are more consistent? Which ones are not? And as I began to eliminate pairs out of there, my accuracy just skyrocketed. So now this week, we've taken 3 trades. Again, we actually taken 5, but again, I'm turning the fan on. I'm a little hot. We taken 5 trades total, but 2 of them, they were a minimal profit, so I'm just not going to count them. But if I did, that means 7 plus 5 would make me 12 in a row. But at this point, I'm just counting from the video I did last time to this, including these numbers. I'm now 10 trades with 0 losses, 10 in a row. Okay. So my group is prospering very, very well. So let's get into how I'm doing that. All right. So this is the trade that I sent out to them this early this morning, pre-market, pre-New York session. I sent in this trade, and you can see I got my levels marked up. If I go to a higher time frame, you can see my levels are marked up and so forth and so forth. But the bottom line is I sent them, and I'm not going to show you my trading system that I use. I got that blinked out. But I have some things set up. But even with just marking up my charts, you guys can see right here. I'm going to mark this up so you guys can kind of see this. Okay. And always remember, when you're drawing trend lines, they don't have to be perfect. It's showing you the directional bias. Okay. So don't get over enthralled into it like I did, pay a $500 course to learn how to draw trend lines and so forth, only to find out that, hey, as long as you got like 3 touches, 2 or 3 touches is good. 3 touches is great. So you see touch number 1, touch number 2, and touch number 3. That's good enough. Okay. On the top, same thing. You can just, make it as tight as you want, make it whatever. Me personally, I'm just learning not to make a big deal of it because at the end of the day, all it does is show you what is the overall directional bias. That's all I need to know. So anyway, I sent out this trade this morning and we all got into it, the trade. And boy, oh boy, several hours later, out of the blue, boom, this thing just shot up in profit, as you can see. It hopped out of here like a hot frog and shot right on up and boom, boy, we had hit profit. Really, really nice. And I told everybody, hey, let's just take our money and run. Throughout the day, you can see it continued to migrate and create even higher highs. Okay, so what's the point? The point is that 6N is the New Zealand dollar. Okay, so I'm more about trading the currency pairs 6A, 6E, 6N, 6B, 6C, and all these other things. And I'm shying away from me personally. I know a lot of people love trading gold. I know a lot of people are experts like Miss Jenny in trading the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. For my particular trading style, it doesn't work that well. It's not as smooth of a trend. It's very, very up and down because of its impact on news, or let me reverse that, the news impact on it. Okay. So in other words, certain pairs that you're going to trade, they're hyperactive to any type of news event. And so if you're not really that good at spotting things, stay away from them. Okay. Again, I know where my strengths are. I know where my weaknesses are. For an example, when it comes to oil and silver, that's where the copycat copier comes into play because that's where Dr. Elvis is very good at it. Okay. When it comes to the indices, okay, to get copied on the indices, that's what the copier is for. I don't trade that. However, Miss Jenny is on a huge win streak. Why? Because that's what she's good at. For my particular trading style, it does not work. Okay. I need pairs that I can spot and understand their rhythm. Okay. If I'm dancing with a partner and I just can't understand what you're doing, then that is problematic. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm picking pairs that I can understand their rhythm and I'm dancing with just those. In addition to that, I also monitor when is the best times to get into them. And oftentimes you're going to find that some of the best setups you're going to find for your pairs is going to be at the end of the Asian session and pre New York session. Okay. Right after the London has tore up the markets, torn everything up, it tends to set up some very, very beautiful setups after that because now all the stop hunts, all the foolishness is pretty much over with. So for me, not only am I reducing the number of pairs that I'm trading, but I'm also reducing the amount of time I'm spending on these charts so that when I come to them, if I see a setup, I know it's no longer being under manipulation because the manipulation hours are over during the Asian session and also during the London session. So I'm coming in after each one of those sessions to come in and take a look at some setups. And then from there, if I see what I'm looking for, I will take the trade. If not, then I'm just going to sit on my hands. I'm not in a big rush to take more trades. So like I said, as it stands with the official number of trades, we are at 10 in a row. However, if I add in the other couple of trades, then we are at 12 or 13 in a row of wins. Okay. So my win rate has skyrocketed. And here's the key to all of this: the less pairs you trade and the less times you trade, the more you're going to actually make in the market. I will repeat that and end with this. The less pairs you trade and the less amount of times you take trades in a day, your accuracy has no choice but to skyrocket, in my personal opinion. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just telling you because it's like you're no longer speed dating with 20 different women or 20 different men. You're now narrowing it down to the top five, saying, okay, you know what? I went on this speed dating thing, but out of all the people who was in the room, only maybe 4 or 5 of them really caught my eye. Let me spend time with those, and then from there, I can see what's going on. And by you having less dating partners in the markets, it's allowing you to understand their behavioral patterns a whole lot better. And you can pretty much understand when they're going to do their reversals and when they're going to do their continuation patterns. And now you're flowing with dance partners who you completely understand. Not every pair is going to fit everybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not every pair is going to fit everybody. Stay in your lane. Find the pairs that rock with the way you trade, that meet your demands, and don't tell me, oh, this is my favorite pair. I don't have a favorite pair. I have a favorite pattern, and that's calm, consistent smoothness. If you can remain calm and smooth, where in a way that I can understand the way you're dancing, then I will become your dance partner. If you're one who's out there, one day you doing the cubic shuffle and the next day you doing the cowboy scooting boot, okay, that's that. I can't understand all that, and I'm gonna let you do your thing over there. Okay, I want one dance. Let me learn one dance at a time. You understand what I'm saying? And when I understand the steps you making, I can come along and flow with you. Understood? Okay. Hopefully this video was helpful. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Other than that, have a